5 days, 3 days, 7 recipes. This is gonna be epic. Welcome back to Cliffieland. This is Week in Country number 57 on our second attempt of cooking the food of every country in the world. And tonight we're up to the nation of Ethiopia. Yes, we're back in Africa. Ethiopia is located in Eastern Africa. It is a landlocked nation surrounded by Eritrea, Sudan, South Sudan, Djibouti, Somalia, and Kenya. Its food is just absolutely phenomenal. One of my favorite cuisines in the world. Its cuisine is very similar to that of its neighbors, Djibouti and Eritrea, and a little like Somalia as well. Has a heavy use of grains, specifically teff, the world's smallest grain. There's lots of chicken and lamb, and it's really delicious. Don't have time to get into everything. We've got a lot of stuff to do. Tonight we're going to be doing a record 7 recipes. Actually 3 of them for ingredients that go into the other recipes, but you get the idea. So what we're doing is, first, Injera bread, which is sort of like a sourdough pancake-like flatbread, which is used as the base and the utensil for eating all of the Ethiopian dishes we're going to be seeing. We'll be making Doro Wat, which is an Ethiopian chicken stew. Kitfo, which is a minced meat dish, which can be eaten raw, half raw, or fully cooked if you prefer. We're going to be serving that with Ayib, which is an Ethiopian soft cheese like cottage cheese. And as an ingredient in these dishes, we're going to also be making the Berberé spice mix, the Mitmita Ethiopian spice mix, and Niter Kibbeh, which is an Ethiopian spiced clarified butter. That's a lot of stuff, but first we have to see how things went when we tried this last time around. Okay, 4 years ago on the Global Cooking Challenge, again, I did all 7 things, even though instead of doing the soft cheese, I did a lamb stew to go along with everything else. Call me crazy, we had food for weeks. Everything went really well. The only downside was that having eaten so much Ethiopian food in restaurants over the years, it really wasn't quite as good as that, so I think we were spoiled by knowing what it was really supposed to taste like. But enough about all of this. We need to see what's going into tonight's dishes. First, for the injera bread, we'll need 2 cups of teff flour or whole grain teff ground very fine and 3 cups of water. Then for our Ayib or fresh Ethiopian cheese we'll need half a gallon of whole milk, about 2/3 of a cup of lemon juice, salt and pepper to taste, and chopped chives or green onions for garnish optionally. Then for our Berberé Ethiopian spice mix we'll need 2 teaspoons of coriander seeds, 1 teaspoon of fenugreek seeds, half a teaspoon of black peppercorns, a 1/4 teaspoon of whole allspice, 6 cardamom pods. They should be white cardamom pods, but we're using green ones here. 4 whole cloves, half a cup of dried onion flakes, 5 dried chilies de arbol, stemmed, seeded, and broken into small pieces, 3 tablespoons of paprika, 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, half a teaspoon of ground ginger, and half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Then, for the Mitmita Ethiopian spice mix, we'll need 12 bird's eye chilies. We're using dried chilies de arbol here. I believe the recipe would prefer you have them fresh. 4 teaspoons of cumin seeds, 12 cardamom pods, again we've gone with green ones here, 2 teaspoons of black peppercorns, 4 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, and kosher salt to taste. Then, for the Niter Kibbeh, or Ethiopian spiced clarified butter, we'll need 1 pound of butter, 4 to 5 cloves of garlic minced, 1 small yellow onion chopped, 1 tablespoon of grated ginger, 1½ teaspoons of ground black pepper, half a teaspoon of ground turmeric, 1 teaspoon of cardamom seeds, 1 teaspoon of fenugreek seeds, half a teaspoon of nigella seeds, you may also use cumin seeds, 1 cinnamon stick, and 1 whole clove. And then, for the Doro Wat, or Ethiopian chicken stew, we'll need 4 tablespoons of the Ethiopian spiced butter, Niter Kibbeh. You may also substitute ghee, 2½ tablespoons of minced ginger, 5 small red onions finely chopped, or 2 large ones, 5 cloves of garlic minced, 3 tablespoons of the Berberé Ethiopian spice mix, 1 plum tomato chopped, 3/4 teaspoons of ground cardamom, 8 chicken drumsticks, salt and pepper to taste, and 4 hard-boiled eggs. Finally, for the kitfo, or Ethiopian minced beef, we'll need 1 pound of finely ground low-fat beef, 4 to 6 tablespoons of the Niter Kibbeh, 1 teaspoon of the Mitmita powder or more to taste, 1 teaspoon of ground cardamom powder or more to taste, and salt to taste. Still with me? Okay, here's how it goes. Injera bread starts 5 days before dinner because it needs the time to ferment. The soft cheese starts 3 days before dinner because it needs at least a day to drain in the refrigerator. The 2 spice mixes I did the morning of dinner, and the clarified butter I did in the morning before before dinner. Everything else was done in the 2 hours before dinner, so let's see how things went, starting with the first night. Go! In a large bowl, mix the teff flour and water. Stir to combine. Cover loosely with plastic wrap and let ferment at room temperature for 5 days. In a saucepan, bring milk to a boil. Meanwhile, line a colander with cheesecloth. Lower the heat to medium. Stir in the lemon juice. Reduce the heat to low and stir constantly. Spoon the curdled milk into the colander. Drain and rinse with cold water. Place over a bowl and cover with wrap. Refrigerate and let drain overnight. In a small dry skillet, combine coriander seeds, fenugreek seeds, black peppercorns, whole allspice, cardamom pods, cloves. Toast over medium heat, swirling constantly. Toast until fragrant, about 4 minutes. Let cool slightly. Tip into a spice grinder. Add the onion flakes. Grind until fine. Add chilies. Grind until fine. Transfer to a bowl. Stir in the paprika, salt, nutmeg, ginger, and cinnamon. Stir to combine and place in an airtight container. Store for up to 6 months. In a dry skillet, place the chilies, toast until brown. Add to a spice grinder. Add the cumin seeds to the skillet. Toast until the seeds start to pop. Add to the spice grinder. Crack open the cardamom pods and remove the seeds. Add the cardamom seeds to the spice grinder. Add the black peppercorns. Grind into a fine powder. Transfer to a bowl. Stir in the cinnamon. Add a pinch of salt. Stir to mix. Place in an airtight container and store for up to 6 months. Place all the ingredients in a saucepan and heat over low. Spoon out the foam. Gently simmer until there is no foam, about 30 minutes. Line a colander with cheesecloth. Place over a heat-proof bowl. Strain the liquid through the colander. Discard the solids and repeat until the butter is clear with no residue. Heat the spiced butter in a 6-quart saucepan over low heat. Add the ginger, red onions, and garlic. Cook, stirring until soft, about 30 minutes. Add the Berberé spice mix. Add the tomato. Cook, stirring until darkened, about 15 minutes. Add 4 cups of water, cardamom powder, and chicken. Season with salt and pepper. Bring to a boil. Cover and simmer for 1 hour. Remove the chicken to a plate. Cook the sauce until it is thickened, about 15 minutes. Add the eggs and warm for another 3 to 4 minutes. Remove the wrap from the batter. Pour off the top layer of liquid. Scoop out about ½ a cup of the batter and bring 1 cup of water to a boil in a small pot. Add the scoopful of batter to the boiling water and stir until thickened. Stir the thickened batter into the bowl and heat a non-stick pan over medium heat, spraying with oil if necessary. Pour in the batter. Wait until bubbles start to form. Turn off the heat and cover with a lid. Let the steam cook the injera through. Remove the lid and flip onto a plate. Heat the spiced butter in a saucepan over low heat. For cooked beef, keep it on heat and add the beef. Cook to your desired level of doneness. Remove from the heat. Mix in the Mitmita spice mix, cardamom powder. Taste. Season with salt to taste. Plate the injera. Scoop on servings of the Kitfo. Scoop on servings of the Ayib. Plate the chicken. Ladle on the rest of the Doro Wat. Wipe plates and serve. And how'd that all go? Okay, well, first we're gonna start with the basic things. The Berberé spice mix, amazing. The house was filled with these amazing scents all day and the flavors were terrific. I'm gonna give that Berberé spice mix 5 out of 5 globes. It's what makes Ethiopian food so great. The Mitmita spice mix was really hot because that's all those chili peppers in it. And it gave a great flavor to the minced meat later. I'm gonna give that one 5 out of 5 globes. Why? Because I know I wound up using it in other random things for months to come, and it was really great. The Niter Kibbeh, the spiced herb butter, had all these great scents and flavors in it. That's going to be used in other stuff as we go for the following few months, and that one also gets 5 out of 5 globes. Now on to the actual dishes. The Injera. Well, it came out a million times better than it did when we tried it 2 weeks ago and failed when we did Eritrea. That being said, I really don't have enough experience to have done it right because the texture was a little bit too thick for it to be used the way I'd expect it to be used as a utensil and everything. Yet, the flavor was really great. I'm gonna give the Injera bread 4 out of 5 globes. More experience with it and it would definitely be a 5. The Kitfo minced meat was really great. I thought it had really lots of hot spice with it, although someone else didn't really quite agree. It went really well with the Ayib. The only problem was that I didn't have the temperatures right, and so the cold cheese kind of made everything else a little bit colder, which is kind of a me problem. So, the Kitfo and the Ayib I'm gonna give together 4 out of 5 globes. And lastly, the Doro Wat. That was really great. As always, I had problems reducing that sauce, but when soaked into the Injera, it was out of this world. I'm gonna give the Doro Wat 4 out of 5 globes. It would have been 5 if the execution was perfect. And again, that's a me problem. So that does it for Ethiopia. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you'd like to see our streams live when they happen every Tuesday night, be sure to follow us on Periscope or Busker or Facebook Live. Like and subscribe to be advised when these videos are posted every Wednesday night. If you have any thoughtful feelings or helpful suggestions about the food of Ethiopia or any of our featured nations, be sure to sound off in the comments. Remember, links to the many recipes can be found in the About section. And tune in next time when we start our first nation in Polynesia, when we have the food of Fiji. So till then, thanks for watching and happy eating!